It is Wild 94.1, the Bay's party station. The Bootleg Kev show. I'm sitting down in front of the single greatest pro wrestling advocate manager of all time, Paul Heyman, man. I must say, it is an honor. Truly an honor.
I'm glad you feel that way. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. I always tell my kid this because my son is obviously a huge wrestling fan, and every Monday we watch Raw. Actually, we have Hulu, so we watch it on Tuesday. So
because he has school in the morning.
Right. So we always watch.
You don't keep him up then.
Yeah, we don't keep him up. Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah. So Tuesday we watch it, and
but you don't deprive him of watching the show.
Of course not.
You just schedule it appropriately.
Yeah, but I'm
for
always
his education.
I really watch Raw every week just to watch your promos, man.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, they're incredible. Let's talk about WrestleMania 31. Obviously, you and Brock have been connected for a very long time. He is the one behind 21-1 last year. Was one of the most memorable moments as a wrestling fan I can remember when he beat Undertaker. What is the atmosphere like now compared to last year? How's it different?
More visceral. Last year we knew we were going to shock the world and bring tears to the eyes of children.
Right.
And this year I think we are ready for the fallout of exactly how visceral a beating Brock Lesnar is going to lay down on Roman Reigns, and how people are going to sit there and say, wow, that's not very family friendly. Brock Lesnar just really put a bitch slap on them.
How many suplexes can we expect? How many suplex repeats are we going to get from Brock? If you had to make a bold prediction, I mean, I don't. Was it 16 against Cena?
It was 16 against Cena.
Okay, let's go for 17. Can we go for 17?
I don't know if Brock Lesnar's going to be suplexing Roman Reigns. Maybe Brock Lesnar's just going to cut him off at the knees and take him down and ride him and bitch slap him straight into the mat. I mean, there's lots of different game plans as to how to humiliate another man and impose your will on him. And Brock Lesnar will make that decision on Sunday exactly how he's going to emasculate Roman Reigns.
He also just announced on SportsCenter, it was a couple days ago, that he's re-signing with WWE, which
correct
is good news for you.
I would presume so.
Yes. I want to ask you, NXT's been getting so much love lately. If you had to pick someone who's currently on the NXT roster to be a Paul Heyman guy, who would you pick?
Why do you limit me to a Paul Heyman guy? Why can't
it could be a Paul Heyman girl?
Why not a Paul Heyman couple?
True, because the Divas division is amazing.
Awesome.
In NXT. It's amazing.
Awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
so
really
why are we
enjoyable.
limiting me?
Okay, so if you had to pick a Paul Heyman person, couple within NXT, if Vince said, "Hey, Paul, I want you to bring somebody up, make the call. Who am I bringing up to be a Paul Heyman guy or
the
girl?"
entire roster.
The entire roster.
Strength in numbers.
This is true.
And a great foothold into the future.
That is a political answer. Can I get one or two though? Could you give me one or two? You're specifically.
Who would you pick?
I'm gonna say I love Sami Zayn and I love Finn Balor.
I don't disagree with either of those assessments.
And I mean Sasha Banks. I mean
Sasha Banks
is amazing.
First round draft pick.
100%. Charlotte's amazing. She's sitting next to us right now. Yeah. They got a lot of potential. Speaking of potential, there was a recent.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens is amazing.
First round draft pick.
Indeed. There was a recent.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Who's not a first round draft pick? You want to knock somebody? Want to take a risk?
You know, I went to a house show in Tampa a couple months ago, and I forget the guy's name. He had a really bad gimmick, though.
Okay, has it changed yet?
I really don't remember the guy's name. He had like really thick sideburns, and he was like doing the corny rocker thing.
Okay, so he's not around right now.
I don't ever see him on the actual.
So now.
I think right now NXT is solid front to back.
It's just an entire roster of first round draft.
100%.
So when I sit there and I say to you the whole roster, I'm not being political or diplomatic.
That's just truthful.
Strength in numbers and a foothold into the future.
Straight up. There was an interview, obviously a lot of people watched the Stone Cold podcast with Vince, and he was asked about Cesaro. And of course Cesaro last year had a great, he had a lot of momentum out of WrestleMania. He won the Andre the Giant Memorial Trophy and then became a Paul Heyman guy. Vince said that like he thought something was kind of missing with Cesaro as to why he didn't maybe, you know, go to that next level, because a lot of people are always championing Cesaro as such a huge talent, which he is. What do you think he's missing? Why do you think he's?
I didn't say Cesaro's missing anything. That's
Vince's assessment. I mean, in your opinion, why is it that Cesaro hasn't maybe broken out to the potential that a lot of people think he has.
Because he hasn't connected with Vince McMahon yet.
That's true.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's straight up.
That's a straight up answer.
What did you expect from him?
Nothing else. Nothing else. Besides your...
I mean, I can candy code it a lot.
No, don't candy code anything. Don't candy code anything.
Straight up.
Yeah, don't candy code anything. CM Punk, how often do you talk to Punk?
As often as he'd like to be on the phone.
Okay. All right. I'll take that. All right, I'll take that. I want to kind of go back to...
as often as he needs and as little as he likes.
Okay. I want to go back to when ECW came. I mean, obviously, I think when you look back and you watch the documentaries, it's pretty apparent that WWE's success really... You had a lot to do with that because they kind of carbon copied a lot of what ECW was doing and formed their version of that to become the Attitude Era. But when ECW kind of came back with WWE in the early 2000s,
it sucked.
It did suck. Why do you think it sucked?
Because it wasn't ECW anymore. It was WWE's version of ECW, and no one wanted to see it.
If you could go back and do something,
but I can't go back. See, I don't go by. I never go by ifs.
Right, I hear you.
If your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle. She doesn't, so she's not.
This is true.
So I deal in absolutes. I don't deal in ifs.
What are you looking forward to match-wise besides obviously Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar? What is the match that you are?
Here comes an answer that you're going to accuse me of being diplomatic and political.
All of them.
So I'll tell you. But okay, the answer is all of them, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because they're all on before we are. So we're following everyone. We're out there in the main event. So you're damn right I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on before us, so that by the end of the night, the only thing that matters and the only thing you're going to remember is what Brock Lesnar does to Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Beautiful move.
When people talk about WrestleMania 30, what do they talk about?
They talk about the streak ending. That's all they talk about.
Right.
They don't talk about, they really don't talk about anything else.
Right.
Right.
And we want to steal the show again. We want to cement Brock Lesnar's legacy into this show and brand this show another moment that people say, did you see the moment Brock Lesnar did that to another human being? That's our goal.
All right.
So all of them, because they're all our preliminaries.
Very nice. You're obviously one of the greatest minds in wrestling history. How do you feel about Undertaker not being on TV in the build-up?
I agree with it.
You like it?
You have to pay to see him. I mean, what's he going to look like?
And Bray's done a great job.
I didn't say, I didn't have any criticism for Bray Wyatt's job. What's the Undertaker going to look like?
Everybody wants to know.
How's he going to react?
Yeah.
What's it going to be like for him to walk out with that one on his record?
No answer. This guy.
Will he still have the same swagger? Will he still have the same confidence? Will he still have the same aura? Will the other members of the audience, besides the person for whom I'm speaking at this moment, which is Joe Public,
right?
Joe WWE Universe, how will the other 79,000 people in the arena stadium react to him? Want to see it? Want to know those answers?
Get the network. Get the network.
Buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Buy a pay-per-view. Do what you gotta do. But if you want to know, you gotta pay. Make them pay to see it. That's the name of the game.
Hi guys.
Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao ain't gonna fight for free.
That's true.
They're gonna make you pay to see it.
100%.
We're in the promotion business. We make you pay to see it. I agree with it.
What has been your favorite Raw moment that you've had? There's been so many, man. Like, you've really, I mean, I can't remember the last time a manager has closed out a Monday Night Raw with a promo. I mean, you're like, you know, you're, a lot of people, a lot of my friends specifically tune into Raw for your mic work. What's been like over the last year or so, like a moment that stood out to where you were like, man, I said some fly shit?
My favorite performance was the one in Chicago before last year's WrestleMania, when I came out to see CM Punk's
when you came out to Punk's music,
down,
yeah.
Because it was a challenge never to raise my voice. Because the audience was so pissed that it wasn't Punk coming out.
They were mad.
And
I remember watching that. I remember I was pissed.
And they were there to disrupt the show.
They were there to hijack the show.
I made it my mission to back them down. And I backed them down.
You did, yeah.
And I never had to raise my voice to do it. And the energy in that room is just so enormous that you're just automatically ready to raise your voice. And even when you speak, you're ready to speak like this. And it's not.
Right.
The whole object was to lure them in and to get them to listen to me and to simply speak like this. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the promo the day after WrestleMania. I enjoyed the promo the day after SummerSlam.
I really,
sleep suplex.
I love that, man. And the fact that you had it, like you hit it like down like the perfect amount of times and everything. It's so precise. Like I'm waiting for you to like screw up, man. Like you don't ever.
Oh, I'm never gonna give you that.
It never happens, man.
So my favorite promo is the one I'm gonna cut this Monday after WrestleMania.
I can't wait for that. I cannot.
Neither
wait.
can I.
Do you?
May I ask you a question? If you don't mind?
Please.
Your guy right here next to you,
Baby Joel.
wearing a Macho Man T-shirt.
Yes, he is.
You know he's dead, right?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Some people don't know these things.
Some people are coming to the Hall of Fame not knowing what. They're going to be very surprised.
Some really whacked out people showing up around here for WrestleMania.
No, my friend here is a super duper mark. He is, but there are people
that's
who
why
literally.
I just want to make sure
you do know, just so you know, if you came for Macho Man, you're not going to see him.
Yeah, oh yeah, unbelievable. Not around, not here to take the award. No.
Besides Punk and Brock, you've had a few other people you've been advocates for over the last 3 years. Who did you enjoy working with the most besides those two guys?
I think I let down Curtis Axel and Ryback.
In what way? Why do you say that?
Because they were placed in a situation where they could not be the spotlight as a Paul Heyman guy. Cesaro, I feel, peaked the moment he introduced me as his advocate. And
I thought that was a little premature. I really wanted to see him kind of go the babyface route after WrestleMania last year.
And I think we went downhill from there. Plus, he had to play second fiddle to me exploiting the bragging rights of Brock Lesnar conquering the streak. So that was bad for Cesaro. Curtis Axel and Ryback had to be supporting players in the CM Punk versus Paul Heyman feud.
Right.
Because that had so much equity in it, there was no way to justify Curtis Axel or Ryback being the spotlight.
True.
Because the personal issue was between me and Punk, and people pay to see personal issues. So on the flip side for them, they didn't get a chance to be spotlighted. They just got a chance to be a supporting player. That sucks for them. So it wasn't a career opportunity to be a Paul Heyman guy. CM Punk became a Paul Heyman guy. It was because he was the WWE champion.
And you added so much to that.
And now he has his rabbi and his best friend from the past.
It was amazing, yeah.
Guiding him and taking him down a more nefarious path. And with me and Brock, obviously the
I love the fact Brock doesn't have to talk.
But what could he say?
You know who you could help out Roman Reigns? Because I think
I have helped out Roman Reigns
have
from the other side
a lot,
of the equation.
definitely.
And I like Roman Reigns. I'm a huge fan,
of course,
of Roman Reigns. I think he is dramatically underappreciated by the
he's
audience.
Improved a lot.
Enormously.
Immensely, yeah.
Fast, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Fast. He's on the fast track.
For sure.
You know, and I think the audience is very unappreciative of Roman Reigns.
Who's the most underrated wrestler on the roster right now?
Brock Lesnar.
All right.
I don't think he gets the credit that he deserves.
Really?
Really.
He's I mean, a lot of people say John Cena's the face, but Brock is,
Let me ask you a question.
He's the champ.
Off the top of your head. Greatest wrestler of all time. Quick, go.
Macho Man.
See, I disagree. Brock Lesnar. Okay. Quick question. Greatest in-ring performer ever.
Shawn Michaels.
I disagree. Brock Lesnar. What is there anything that Shawn Michaels does that Brock Lesnar can't do?
No.
Are there things that Brock Lesnar can do?
This is okay.
That Shawn Michaels can't do?
This is a
So
good
doesn't
point.
that put Brock above Shawn? Most underrated, underappreciated.
I would say this, keeping it funky, Brock's presence on the mic might not be up to where a Shawn Michaels or a Macho Man. I mean, and that's just as important.
I didn't ask you who the greatest interviewer is, did I?
We're talking about in the ring.
I asked
You're
you,
right, okay.
in-ring performer.
Paul Heyman just checked me successfully.
Wrestler. And Brock doesn't need to speak on the mic.
He does not.
That's what he has me for.
This is true.
I'm Brock Lesnar's Jew.
This is beautiful. I just got checked by Paul Heyman.
The most underappreciated, the most underrated wrestler ever and now. Actually, then, now, and forever. Brock Lesnar.
When Stone Cold got let go from WCW, and you let him come to ECW and cut those promos, which were amazing, what was going through your head? Because I feel like that was like, I feel like that kind of thing is missing to where, obviously now it's WWE is really the only game in town that matters. But
by far.
But there's not a lot of people that jump out and take chances on people without there being any money in the pot already.
Ain't that a shame?
Yeah, no, it really is. But what was going through your mind when
I knew
when
Steve
happened?
when I managed him in WCW as part of the Dangerous Alliance. And if you go back to WCW magazine and you read an article that I wrote in a Danger Zone column in 1992, beginning of 1992, I said within the next 10 years, Steve Austin will be the #1 star in this industry. Always saw it in him. And it's not that I could see things that other people didn't see, it's that I saw things that other people weren't willing to see. How does Steve Austin walk in a room and people not go, oh, that's the guy right there?
Yeah.
And if you're not feeling that, you ain't paying attention.
Right. That's real. Well, look, Paul Heyman, I'm a Paul Heyman guy, man. I really appreciate everything you do for the business. You make Raw exciting for me and for a lot of adults. You know what I mean? That's really what I look forward to, especially Monday Night Raw. I will look forward to whatever the outcome is at WrestleMania.
Oh, I can you want a spoiler?
This is what's going to happen. Brock Lesnar is going to destroy Roman Reigns limb for limb.
Yeah.
And he will be holding the belt Monday.
Oh, absolutely. I don't see it any other way.
You know what I'd like to see him go on, to destroy Reigns, and then Seth Rollins cash in, and then he beats the hell out of Seth Rollins as well. And then, then there's really no argument there.
Okay.
We got to see that happen, man.
Tell you what, I said it on TV. Want the title? Go ahead.
Come get it.
Grab a leg.
Ladies and
Take a
gentlemen,
shot.
his name is Paul Heyman.
My name is Paul Heyman.
And he's the man.
I am the man.
It's why I'm 9401. Thank you, Paul.